right, here we are. He's a rock star whose Seven City tour begins in March. Kid Rock. Former Ohio congressman who chairs the Coalition Natural Allies for a Clean Energy Future, Tim Ryan, and author and New York Times opinion columnist, Pamela Paul. Okay. Here are the questions from the people. The people, that's who we care about. The people, this is what they want to know. Fuck my question. How does Kid Rock celebrate Valentine's Day? Well, there we go, right on. Apparently here on Real Time.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're looking at it.
But you must have something special with your special lady at some point.
Not unless you got one at your house.
Oh, I thought you were in a relationship. Okay, I don't want to pry. Should Kamala Harris run for California governor in 2026 after polls show her leading? I'm going to give that a big no.
She's had her chance several times.
She should run far, far away.
I'm a Viragosa guy. I like Antonio Viragosa, the old mayor of LA.
Oh.
I think he's terrific.
Oh, okay. I didn't know he was in the running. Yeah, I think Kamala Harris would make a great president of a university. Not that she's a bad person or a bad candidate or she's smart, but, you know, it didn't work. And by the way, if she does, there would be precedent for this because Nixon lost the White House in 1960. And then what did he do? He ran for governor of California 2 years later. It would be the same scenario. And when he lost that one, that's when he said, you won't have Nixon to kick around anymore. And then he was president 6 years later, so maybe it'll work. Kid Rock, is it true that you're planning to do a gospel album?
I am. I'm doing early beginnings now, doing a gospel record with my old friend Rick Rubin.
Oh, Rick Rubin, wow. Did he produce an album of yours before? Have you worked?
Yeah, he did one record of mine, a record called Born Free.
Oh, yeah, I know it well. Wow, so a gospel album. So how does that fit in with some of the songs you've had in the past? Like, I'm a lowlife. Like you wouldn't sing that song in church.
Oh, I might.
Really? What about?
I know the Ten Commandments pretty well, and in those commandments, I've never once seen or even heard a thought of one being, "Thou shalt not swear."
No. I'm just saying, and I know the song. The song is, by the way, I love that song, and it's very funny. But I'm just picturing some of those lyrics, like, I got kids I've never seen, and their mama's 17. Are you gonna? Are we gonna be?
I take strippers out to breakfast. You're gonna add that to my checklist.
Oh, I know the whole song. It's hysterical. The president of Colombia, I guess that's the country, although it could be the university, recently suggested that cocaine was no worse than whiskey. Oh, it is the university. No.
It's not.
And that it. Wait. Wait. And that it could be sold more safely if it were legal. Does he have a point? Cocaine was no worse. Not in my experience. Cocaine was the worst.
Speaking of, do you realize what's going to happen if Trump can really, which I believe he's going to do, stop this flow of fentanyl coming in from China through our northern borders? He's literally going to make cocaine great again.
I mean, to me, cocaine was the worst. I mean, cocaine is just different. It's just, first of all, it's not cocaine. It's partly cocaine, and then it's whatever they cut it with. And it makes you only want to do one thing, which is get more cocaine. And it
never ends well.
There's a brief honeymoon period, and then you're just chasing that high. And that, I only did it for like a year, and not that much, but it was a terrible year.
Mm. What year was that?
I'll tell you the year.
I think it'd be fun to see what you were doing,
It was 1989.
Mm.
My thoughts were short.
My hair was long.
Exactly. But would you agree with that? Cocaine's the worst?
Yeah, I mean, I managed it for, a good number of years. But, and I knew a lot of people, on different sides of the spectrum. Some people just swallowed them up. And other people were able to, pick their battles. I have a day off or I have a time. We're going to party a little bit.
Right.
Move on with life. And that was me for, good portion of the years early in my career. I mean, I am in a rock and roll band.
Right.
And, but yeah, then it comes to an age where you're like, okay, this is no good. This is no good. And, and recently I was with a young singer, and she actually asked me, goes, hey, are you holding? And I'm like, what? I'm like, 54 years old. I go, let me talk to you for a second. I go, I'm not going to give you the whole, preach to you right now before my gospel record's finished. But, if you're not really, don't go down that path. I go, not only because, you don't know where it's going to take you. You're kind of rolling the dice. You're playing Russian roulette. But fentanyl hasn't made it too popular of a sport. Oh. You're basically, you're one.
Oh, that's what she was asking you about, fentanyl?
No, she was asking me for cocaine.
Oh, right.
And I'm like, young lady, I'm like, no. Let Grandpa speak to you first.
Words of wisdom from Kid Rock.
When Kid Rock's telling you, hey,
right.
slow down. It's probably a big fucking problem.
But it's got to be rougher. They used to come for the sex, now they just want your drugs. That's got to be. That would bother me a lot. All right. Now that the Boy Scouts of America is just going by scout. Oh God, yes. This is right up your alley, or somebody. There's Boy Scouts. Yes, I've sure it's been in the works for years. It's such an onion headline. The whole fucking country is such an onion headline. The Boy Scouts of America. It cannot be called Boy Scouts anymore because it's exclusionary. Like there isn't a Girl Scouts. Like this is some sort of crime against nature that we each. People are different.
We were just talking about.
It's now Scouting America.
In the first segment, we were talking about what are we giving young boys? What kind of structure? What kind of discipline? What kind of education? A lot of those projects are really difficult. I was not in the Boy Scouts, would have probably never made it. But those are difficult. They have to achieve. They have to put forth effort. They have to overcome obstacles. They have to overcome failure. That's part of maturing and becoming a full functioning adult.
Yeah.
And to take that away is insane. To say this is targeted towards young boys because young boys are different than young girls, and so the approach needs to be
They think
different.
it's funny when you fart in a sleeping bag.
Yeah, it is. Well, yeah.
I mean, girls don't.
The Boy Scouts are much better than the Girl Scouts. I have to say, I understand why girls would want to be in the Boy Scouts because it's a lot more fun. The only thing, really, as a former Girl Scout, that the Girl Scouts had going for them is the cookies. And that's basically it. And the Boy Scouts are doing, learning skills and building fires and going camping.
Institute that curriculum in the Girl Scouts?
No, that's, yeah.
But, I mean, this is the kind of thing that gets
Maddening.
Trump elected.
Yeah.
This is the kind, I've said it a million times here. The Democrats, you lost a crazy contest to a crazy person.
This started decades ago, in my opinion. It started decades ago with timeouts and last place, participation trophies. And sorry to put it so harsh, but it seems to me like we lost a good portion of a few generations of men who've just turned into complete fucking pussies.
That's true. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.